Hey, what's up everybody? It's LeeLos. Just waiting a few seconds just to make sure that the live stream is up and running and that I'm not just analyzing solo to myself. Let's double check. Sorry, I played the audio from my phone right into the mic. It was probably a weird loop. But yeah, looks like it's up. Hey Remora, how's it going? How's it going? All right, guys. Yeah, looks like everything's up and running, so let's get started. So, today's live stream is going to be a little bit different than the previous ones. This one is going to be more similar to one of my normal full-fledged videos than it would be to a stream. So, today we're going to be doing a full analysis and power scaling of the most recent chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 250. Throughout this portion of the analysis and scaling, I'll put out a couple discussion questions for you guys that you can think about and have like discussions about in the live comments while I'm talking. You know, feel free to have whatever, fun discussions you guys want, or ask any questions you guys would want to ask throughout this portion as well. And I will address all of your guys' questions and comments after the scaling portion's done. We'll have like an open discussion, and we'll be looking at the community poll of these same two characters. I just put this community poll out like 30 minutes ago. So by the end of the stream, and it'll have some votes on it, and we'll look at it, and we'll be able to discuss that too, along with all the comments you guys have during the stream. So yeah, don't feel like I'm ignoring you if you guys say something and I don't respond during the first portion. Just want to do the whole analysis and scaling in one chunk, so that way when people listen back to this, they can listen to it as like one full video in one section, and then the interaction portions in the next section. Okay? All right. So let's go. So Yuta, he pretty much has one of the most disgusting domains in the entire existence of this verse. He's basically Sasuke, Kakashi, and Timothy Jones all in one entity. So Yuta's curse technique, it allows him to copy other curse techniques. During Yuta's fight against this Yusuke hair cannon man and this naked sky lady right here, he has Rika devour the arm of the naked sky lady. Her name's Uro, by the way. Okay? So, soon after this, Yuta's able to copy Uro's cursed techniques, and a broken ability like this, like the ability to just copy cursed techniques at will, it has to have a major condition for that to be achieved. That's something that's stated right here by this hair cannon dude. And then this Yusuke Kuwabara fusion man, he states that having Rika munch down on this arm right here like Doritos, he says that this was the moment that Yuta fulfilled the condition needed to copy Uro's curse technique. So we see in this chapter, the most recent one, that Yuta has copied Sukuna's Cleave technique as well. And in chapter 222, Sukuna states the reason they were unable to find the 20th finger is because Gojo most likely had it. Seeing how Yuta now has Sukuna's ability too, that implies that Rika ate the 20th Sukuna finger. And that would also explain why Yuta's claiming that they cheated, but this is an unknown. We won't know for certain if Rika ate the 20th Sukuna finger. We won't know that for certain unless Gege tells us. Okay? So, Yuta's domain, much like everything else about Yuta, is broken. Okay, so in a world where nearly all of your power is determined by what curse technique you're born with, Yuta has a stockpile of curse techniques that he can pick and choose from, and many of Yuta's curse techniques he stole from special grade sorcerers. So basically think of it like this. In a world where just one really strong curse technique can make you a special grade sorcerer, Yuta has multiple special grade sorcerers' curse techniques. I mean, it's really just a disgusting cheat code. So, Yuta's domain is a barrier with a can't miss attack, meaning if you're in this barrier and you're trying to scrap up with this young gentleman Yuta, the moment Yuta sorry, my bad guys, choked on the greatness of this video. I don't know, that's so dumb. Anyways, listen. So Yuta, the moment he wills it, he slaps you up with a diabolical curse technique because it has a certain surefire, certain hit property to it. And that technique is probably going to be a special grade technique that he stole from some broken special grade somewhere in his past. He then has an unlimited number of swords stabbed into the ground, each containing another potentially special grade curse technique, fresh and ready to slap cheeks into sawdust. And Yuta's collected so many curse techniques that he himself doesn't even know which one he's picking up to use to slap you silly until he sees the after effects of the damage on your body. So pretty much, it's a long and short way of saying Yuta's broken, all right? So let's get into analyzing the fight, right? So Yuta shoots Sukuna with 3 mini Batarang Majin Buu Rika snakes, and Yuta hits him with the and Yuji hits him with the 1-2 buckle my shoe combo. And I just now hit my microphone with a 1-2 buckle my shoe elbow just now, so that probably didn't sound too good. But anyways, yeah, Yuji hits him with the 1-2 buckle my shoe combo. Rika dives from above and misses with a haymaker with the intent to turn Sukuna into a flapjack, but she misses it, so it doesn't do that. Then the snake face Rika batarangs, they miss Sukuna, but the path that they flew in slices into Sukuna like Swiss cheese, while Yuta Gojo poses while getting ready to unleash another stolen special grade technique. And this is actually something I wanted to point out too, is Gege, in all honesty, he's probably like the easiest to notice who he's inspired by mangaka I've ever seen. Like, maybe another way of putting it, he might be the most impressionable mangaka I've ever seen, because whenever I'm reading his manga, it's like I can just tell where he's getting references from. Like, this is clearly a JoJo pose, you know, and it's like he has a lot of things like that throughout the series. So I think that's pretty cool. And something else I wanted to say, just a small tangent about Gege, is the dude's only like 31 or 32 years old, so he's pretty much the same age as a majority of the people who were fans of the big trio of shonen. Like, he grew up watching Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece as well, and you can tell that. So it's kind of like, for me, it kind of feels like if one of my friends who like manga just happened to be great at writing manga and made a manga themselves. That's kind of what Jujutsu Kaisen feels like, and I think that's part of what adds to its charm, to be honest. Okay, so Sukuna, let's talk about Sukuna for a second. So because Gojo absolutely laid the pause on Sukuna is currently significantly weaker than he would be at full power. Sukuna has less than half of his overall cursed energy left, and Yuta here's how you can calculate that, right? So at the start of the Gojo versus Sukuna fight, Yuta states that Sukuna's cursed energy was potentially more than twice as large as his own. Okay, and now, in this weakened state, Sukuna states his cursed energy is about the same as Yuta's. So if you think about that, Sukuna went from being, in terms of just overall total cursed energy, he went from having twice as much as Yuta to now having about the same as what Yuta has. So another way of wording that is Sukuna has about half as much cursed energy as he had at his full output. He's about half, maybe even a little less than half of his total full cursed energy output. Okay, and then on top of that, Sukuna can't use his domain, and his healing ability, the reverse curse technique, is less effective right now, which implies that it's slower, or it might just not be healing him as effectively. It just doesn't heal as much now. It's not specifically stated, it's just stated that it's less effective. So it's either slower or just doesn't do as much healing as it did before. Okay, now hollow wicker basket. This is a technique that Sukuna is using, and understanding what it does is like important to understand what's going on here. And Jujutsu Kaisen has so many different powers in it that are all like 5-page explanations long. So don't feel bad if you ever forget like what one of these powers is. It's easy to do, okay? Because there's so many of them. So hollow wicker basket, it's a technique that negates sure hit attacks from domains. So basically it's a shield that protects you from the certain hit attacks that domains have. And Sukuna, while he's using this technique to protect himself from the sure hit technique of Yuta's domain. And Sukuna, he cannot use his attack dismantle while using this protective move, hollow wicker basket, at the same time. So while Sukuna's protecting himself, while Sukuna's protecting himself from Yuta's domain, he's not using dismantle to chop Yuta and Yuji to bits. So Yuta and Yuji are using this as an opportunity to get as much jumping in as possible and try to beat the brakes off of Sukuna. Okay, so this is like what their plan is, and this is what they're doing. So Rika baseball chucks Yuji straight into Sukuna, like slamming into Sukuna with a drop kick. Then Yuji transitions into an armbar from there. And something that's cool about that is Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, many times I've called it Jujitsu Kaisen. And I think that's kind of a common mistake a lot of people say. But now, Jujutsu Kaisen officially has Jujitsu in it. So, I mean, if you call it Jujutsu Kaisen, it's not that bad anymore. All right. Yuji, due to being possessed by Sukuna for so long and just kind of being fundamentally built different, Yuji's able to sense the space in between Sukuna's soul and Megumi's soul. And every attack he does is like a wedge in between those two souls, and it's getting closer and closer to waking Megumi up. And that could mess up Sukuna's physical form and potentially ruin Sukuna's physical form like altogether. And every attack Yuji lands lowers Sukuna's cursed energy output as well. It's interesting because it's a parallel to Yuji being a natural enemy to Mahito. And it's kind of like now Yuji's a natural enemy to Sukuna too. And if you look even further into it, this has kind of been something that's been hinted at since their very beginning. Like Sukuna was like a free tyrant, and the first person to ever restrict him in his whole knowing of existence was Yuji, and he's hated Yuji this whole time. So it's kind of like they're natural enemies too. So it's an interesting. It's something I didn't expect, and I actually like that they're taking that direction with it. So their goal, like this Operation Jump Sukuna mission, their goal and their plan is to just keep jumping Sukuna while he's in Yuta's domain until eventually Sukuna drops his hollow wicker basket defense. Then the moment he drops that defense and he's vulnerable to domain certain hit attacks again, Yuta's gonna use his Sukuna kryptonite curse technique called the Jacob's Ladder and use it to kill Sukuna. That's their plan as of right now. Then Sukuna's about to slash Yuji into cubes, and Yuta saves Yuji's life by using cursed speech to freeze Sukuna. Okay. Thin Icebreaker. All right. Yeah, let's talk about this technique. So, Thin Icebreaker, it's a technique that turns the sky into a physical, grabbable surface and explodes as an attack, and the explosion damages the enemy. So it's kind of similar to like a smaller version of Whitebeard's earthquake fruit from One Piece. So in One Piece, Whitebeard's earthquake fruit, it cracks the sky and then creates an earthquake, and the earthquake damages people. But in Jujutsu Kaisen, Thin Icebreaker cracks the sky and creates an explosion, and the explosion damages people, right? So it's kind of just like a weaker version of Whitebeard's fruit. You can think of it like that. Yuta uses it to send Sukuna packing, and Rika follows up for a down B combo, like here. And then Yuta and Yuji chase Sukuna down to deal more damage and continue jumping. But then Sukuna claps back with Cleave for the first time. And this is actually where I wanted to talk about a discussion point right here. Why do you guys think Sukuna's able to do another attack here and maintain Hollow Wicker Basket at the same time? Okay, so here's why I wanted to bring this up, is because it confused me when I first read it, because I read it and it was like, wait, he just said he can't use Dismantle and Hollow Wicker Basket to protect himself at the same time. So I thought like the moment Sukuna does an attack would be the very same moment he gets hit with Jacob's Ladder, but then we see him do an attack and he's not hit with Jacob's Ladder. I was like, what the heck's going on? My assumption is that he's just using Cleave here. So he's using Cleave. So the way I have like thought of it is he cannot use Dismantle, which is like more broad, bigger attacks, but he can use Cleave, which is like smaller. It's not going, and in his current state, it's not powerful enough to kill Yuji and Yuta unless he's like making physical contact with them while he does it. So that's my so understanding of it at the moment. But I'm opening that up for discussion, and if you guys have any other like reasonings as to why he's able to do this without getting instantly one shot, I'd like to hear what you guys would say too. Another thing, I was saying earlier that Gege is like the most impressionable mangaka. Like when he gets inspired by stuff, you can tell where it's from. This scene right here, it has a lot of the same theme and like vibe to it that this scene right here had in the Shibuya arc, where Sukuna's fighting Maharaga and he's just styling out to the max, posing like a JoJo character, and then they have these slashes behind him like making the same design in the anime, and it's a pretty cool aesthetic moment that just looked awesome. And I would not be surprised if Gege watched that episode and got inspired by it, saw Sukuna posing and all these cool slashes and said, you know what, I'm gonna put that in my manga, you know, yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if he literally watched this episode, got inspired, and then drew this like in that exact order, because Gege kind of is like that kind of guy. All right. Now, Sukuna states, oh wait, really quick, just want to check, is the audio, I should have asked this at the start, is the audio coming through good? Can you guys all hear me? This is pre-recorded. No, Julian, no, this is not a pre-recorded video, but I am doing this one in the same format that I do my normal videos. So yeah, I just wanted to check to make sure the audio is coming through. It looks like it is. And that's cool that you thought it was pre-recorded. That's sick. No, this is live, bro. That's sick. Okay, I like it. I like it. Good. That means it's coming out good. That's a good comment to see. I'm happy. All right, so let's continue. Okay, so Sukuna states that fighting the other sorcerers, has lowered his cursed energy too, and Sukuna asks Yuta and Yuji, what did they do this past month to gain so much power? Yuji states that he worked hard, and Yuta states that he cheated. And they're both surprised to hear what the other said. So we won't know for certain. We won't know for certain why they said this until Gege reveals it. But one of the first conclusions is that Gojo gave the last, like the 20th Sukuna finger over to Yuta and let Rika devour it. And then this amped Rika, thus amping Yuta because Yuta can use Rika's power. While Yuji actually grinded to learn reverse curse technique. So while Yuji actually grinded to learn reverse curse technique, so if that turns out to be true, then that would mean that they're both telling the truth. Like Yuji really did work hard and Yuta really did cheat. But we don't know yet. We'll have to wait and see once Gege reveals it. Okay. Now, Gojo really saved these guys. Even beyond the grave, Gojo's still saving these dudes. Yuta states that if it wasn't for the damage Gojo did to Sukuna, Sukuna already would have healed up and wiped them out instantly. And something that's interesting about that is like the Cleave attack that's long distance that Sukuna says was too weak to kill them in their current state. This panel right here is pretty much implying that if Sukuna was at full power, this attack that Yuta and Yuji were able to tank and then heal from would have just straight up killed them. So it's pretty interesting. It kind of paints the picture that a full power Sukuna would still just like one-shot them. And it also paints a picture that the gap between Gojo and Yuta was very big, and Yuta was stated to be the second strongest sorcerer, so it's like the gap between first and second was huge. Okay, and all right, let's continue. So one of the many strengths, oh my bad, dude, oh no, I thought I missed a slide, but I did not. Okay, let's keep going. So, Yuta's mixing up Sukuna with a plethora of different disgusting curse techniques. Yuji is mixing up Sukuna with the most creative rage-fueled combos he's ever produced in his life. He straight up hits this man with a Hadouken from Street Fighter. And one of the many strengths of Yuta's cracked domain of pain is that it's disorienting and it confuses the opponent because they really have no idea what they're going to be hit with. Every attack is a potentially brand new special grade curse technique. So the opponent constantly has to juggle between learning a special grade curse technique's weakness the first time they see it with one attack, while simultaneously remembering that and preparing for learning the weakness to a brand new special grade attack with one attack as well. So this process is so challenging that it causes even Sukuna to lower his guard for a bit in his already weakened state. Yuta, the mad lad, thinks to himself, like, if this is already disorienting, then this right here is gonna have bro shook. And he hits Sukuna with his own attack, Cleave, which is the main reason why I think Rika ate the 20th Sukuna finger, because he's using Sukuna's technique, and in earlier chapters, it was stated that in order to do that, you need to, like, eat the cursed spirit. So I think that's what happened. Okay, and we're about to open it up for discussion, and I'll look through the comments. But right before I do that, this is a scale that you can create by analyzing the statements from Yuta and Sukuna and a couple statements throughout the series, but you can pretty much figure out how strong Yuta is in terms of cursed energy output. Okay, so wait, first, before I talk about it and explain it, let me first take a sip of some high quality water. As you all know, staying hydrated, the important part of that audio quality. So let me take a couple quick slugs. Delicious. Okay, so Sukuna full power, right? So Sukuna in his full power, when he has 20 fingers worth of power, That would be when he's at his full, when he has 20 fingers worth of power. And in the fight with Gojo, to prepare for the fight with Gojo, Sukuna had 19 fingers already absorbed, but they couldn't find the 20th finger, and Sukuna says he's confident he can make up for that. And the way he makes up for that is with the amp he receives from all the 10 shadows powers, plus he eats the corpse of his old, like, cursed body. So, and that's, yeah, so he eats that, that plus Megumi's powers, the 10 shadows powers. He's confident that that makes up for a remaining finger, and he's back to full power, but with just like a wider array of attacks. Okay, so so honestly, he's probably stronger than he would have been even in the Heian era, because according to Sukuna, he feels confident that he's made up for the remaining finger. Okay, so full power 20 finger Sukuna is full power, and Yuta states that this full power Sukuna has twice as much cursed energy output overall as Yuta does, twice as much cursed energy overall. And in the current chapters, Sukuna states that his cursed energy now is about the same as Yuta's. So what that means is Sukuna's cursed energy right now is about half power, and his full power is 20 fingers. If that scales linearly, half power would be about 10 fingers. And he says in this half power form, he's about even with Yuta in terms of overall cursed energy. So, so if the fingers are scaling linearly, meaning like every time Sukuna eats a finger, he gets like the same exact power increase he got from the previous finger. They keep increase, like if you think of them like rare candies in Pokemon, you eat a rare candy, you go up one level, you go up one level, go up one level. But they all increase you by exactly one level, you know? If the fingers work the same way, that would mean that they scale linearly. And if they work like that, then that would mean Yuta, his cursed energy is worth about 9 or 10 Sukuna fingers in terms of raw cursed energy, because this Sukuna at half power, aka 10 fingers worth of cursed energy output, he's still stronger than Yuta and Yuji working together. So it would make sense for Yuta to be about in the range of 9 to 10 Sukuna fingers. And that actually lines up really well with what was stated about Jogo. Jogo was stated to be worth about 8 or 9 Sukuna fingers. So that lines up really well, because it tells you what would have happened if Yuta was at Shibuya. Yuta would have been strong enough to kill all of the disaster curses, and possibly Kenjaku as well, but he would not have been able to beat Maharaga or Sukuna, or 15 finger Sukuna, based off of this scale. Okay, but that was everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. Let me look through the comments really quick before I go over to the community poll. Yeah, I did this stream pretty late at night, guys. Let me see here. Okay, I'm reading through the comments. So Remora, I'm just gonna read yours. He says, hi, good, unlimited blade works. Hey, I'm gonna tap out, I'm so tired. Sorry I couldn't talk. No worries, bro. Yeah, I did this one so late in the night, man. So no worries. But the video will be up for you to watch tomorrow, watch later. So, you know, get that good sleep, dude. Enjoy it when you're like well rested, you know? And then Julian Noah, what's up, Julian? You said, this is the first time I made it here. Oh, hey, welcome, dude. I'm happy you made it. And then you said, is this a pre-recorded video? Yeah, I remember reading that. Thank you for saying that. Nope, this one's live. But yeah, I just wanted to structure this one the same way I would a full video, and see if you guys liked that format. Because I wanted to blur the line between my live streams and my full vids, so that way, like, people can watch these live streams and be like just as entertained as they would be with a full video. So let me know if you guys like this live stream more than the previous ones, and if so, I can keep making them like that. And then Julian says, I am the only one watching. It is good. Anyhow, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm doing very great. I love doing these streams. It's always fun doing these streams, and just quite frankly, like being a YouTuber is like a dream come true to me. So like every time I'm working on this channel, it's always very fun, and I always appreciate like any of the views that I get, and appreciate any of your guys' comments. So it's a great day, man. And you said, hope you're having a great day. Thank you. I hope you're having a great day too, Julian. And what is your verdict on Toji versus Sendai Yuta? So Sendai Yuta, would that be the Yuta from the chapter 0, or or the Yuta from the movie? Is that Sendai Yuta? If that's Sendai Yuta, then oh man, that's tough. So I'll put it like this, like off the top of my head, my Jujutsu Kaisen off the top of my head scaling isn't as solid as my One Piece scaling. Like in my One Piece scaling, I can make claims with a lot more confidence off the top of my head, just because like I've read the series so many times. But with Jujutsu Kaisen, it's like I've only read it twice, and so it's harder for me to do that. But I can give you like my off the dome answer, and then you guys could like critique it, you know. So if that's what you wanted to know, Yuta from chapter 0 versus Toji, I would put Toji above him. So here's how that goes. That Yuta was stronger than a weakened Geto, but full power Geto was stronger than that Yuta. And then we saw Toji beat up a weaker Geto, like a younger Geto. So it's like, let me think here. So it was something like this. It was like 16 or 17-year-old Geto got destroyed by Toji. Then 26-year-old Geto is stronger than Yuta. But the question is like, is that 26-year-old Geto stronger than Toji? Maybe. And Yuta is like close to that power. So it's gonna be close, right? If Yuta's fighting Toji back there, it's gonna be close. And the other thing is that Yuta doesn't have, I don't think Yuta had domain expansion back then. So I'm going to give it to Toji, because Toji is just a far more experienced fighter. Like Yuta back in the chapter 0, he was still very soft. Like if you look at Yuta now, he's had battle experience for over a year, and he's gotten a lot more used to Rika. He's developed all these abilities. He's stolen tons of curse techniques from like really powerful people. But, so yeah, he's cracked now, and he was cracked like the moment he started to learn how to fight. He was already super strong because of Rika. He had cursed energy to do crazy things, but he himself like wasn't an experienced fighter yet, while Toji's already like an insane like war veteran monster who is able to catch Gojo slipping, and a more powerful character than this chapter 0 Yuta. So yeah, I would definitely put Toji above chapter 0 Yuta for sure. Even though like chapter 0 Yuta would probably have like the energy output capable to kill Toji, I don't think he would kill Toji, just because Toji could find so many ways to catch that inexperienced Yuta slipping. But let me go back to reading your messages. Julian, you were saying, also hot take, but in my opinion, Hikari would have the best performance against Sukuna except Gojo. I actually think that too, because his domain, Restless Gambler, is just so weird and like honestly broken in a lot of ways. So I think that would give him a good chance, because it's also like confusing. Like if you were to switch, or another thing is like if you could have Yuta copy the Restless Gambler technique. Is that possible? That'd be crazy. I don't know. There's so many things that could happen. But I do think Hikari would be helpful. And I don't know where Maki is. I think Maki would be really helpful in this situation too, where they're like up close just trying to jump him. And then Julian says, I like this, but I'd like to interact and chat a bit more. Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, I think like for my next stream, I'll do like a pause after each slide and see what people are saying. That way they don't feel like left out. Okay. And then you're saying, I'm talking about Yuta that fought. Oh, you're talking about the Yuta that fought Ryu and Uro. Oh, okay. So that one versus Toji, then Yuta for sure. Because that Yuta, he has domain expansion. And I don't know if Toji can stop those. I don't know if he can stop domains. I think he might literally just die to them. I don't know. It might have been stated that he can resist domains, but even if Toji has resistance to domain experience, this Yuta is not the same as that little kid anymore. Like this is a Yuta who was already debatably the second strongest sorcerer the moment Yuta possessed him. Then he's trained for a year afterwards and like stolen tons of curse techniques from really strong sorcerers. That Yuta I would put above Toji. And I would put him above Jogo too. That like, yeah, I mean that's a tough thing to say, but Gojo considered Jogo weak and he considered Yuta as someone with a lot of potential. That one's tough. Honestly, I'll probably have to do a whole other video on that. But my answer at the moment is I would put Yuta. Yeah, I would put Yuta that fought Uro and the Sky Lady. I mean, yeah, the Sky Lady and that Yusuke hair cannon man. I put that Yuta above Toji. But that one honestly needs like a whole video to itself because it's kind of close. And you said I think Toji still wins. And yeah, I know, hot take. Toji is impervious to domains. Okay, yeah, then that is a really close fight. If he's impervious to domains, then with enough prep time, Toji could pull off a victory. But I lean more towards Yuta, but it's tough. It's like that's one I'd have to make a video on. And honestly, if I was debating with somebody, like people could beat me at that debate for sure. So yeah, it's like I need to study that more, basically. But yeah, now let's get into the community poll. Let's see what guys were saying over here in this community poll, because I did a community poll for this right before the stream started, and we should have some results on it now. So we got 136 votes. And yeah, this kind of goes in line with what I was saying. In the stream, I was saying I would put current Yuta at about 10 finger level Sukuna. And then I just wanted to see what people thought if he could beat 15 finger Sukuna. And people are saying it's close, but Sukuna would win. And not enough likes have been put for there to really be like top comments yet. Because, I mean, in all fairness, it has just been posted. So that makes sense, you know. Let's see, 15 finger Sukuna with reverse curse technique and his domain could end the fight extremely quickly. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards that too. I don't know if he could end the fight quickly, but I do think Sukuna's like winning that pretty. Actually, you know what? When I think about it, it might go like exactly like how Jogo versus Sukuna went, sadly, but just a little bit less one-sided. No, probably equally as one-sided, because like Yuta wouldn't even be able to use his domain against Sukuna, against 15 finger Sukuna, because 15 finger Sukuna would just overpower him with his own domain. Yeah, the only reason Yuta's able to use his domain right now is because Sukuna can't use his domain. So yeah, I still believe that 15 finger Sukuna would crush Yuta too. But yeah, that was everything I wanted to cover today, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. This week's videos, I have 2 videos I'm making right now. The next one, I'm not sure which one I'll post first, but I have 2 videos. One is, well, 3, but these are the 2 I want to post this week. Between these 2 is the end of the Marineford is perfect analysis. I have that one, and then I have an analysis on the most recent episode of One Piece where Law fights Blackbeard. So I have those 2, debating which one I'll post first, but You can expect like both of those to be out within the next like 10 days. And then this week we're gonna have we're doing a stream. I wanted to do a Garp, what if Garp saved Ace stream, and then I also wanted to do like just like another fun chapter analysis stream. So we'll see, and I might even do like some fight analysis this week. So we'll see. It's gonna be a fun week. But yeah, every week now you're gonna get full video, a minimum of one full video, one stream, and a bunch of shorts every week now. I wanted to do more than that, but that's what I've been like consistently hitting these past couple weeks. So that's a pretty good like minimum, is one full video, one stream, and 10 shorts. That's what I've been able to hit pretty consistently. And I want to get to a point where I have 2 full videos and like 5 streams in a week. That'd be awesome. And then just maintaining the 10 or 15 or so shorts each week would be really good. But each week we're going to just keep getting better, keep learning. We're figuring out YouTube as we go, and we're having a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching.